these things that you will need for your bed. You've got 4 mounts which are going to be attached to the van. You've got your frame, which is obviously going to go across. You've got all the nuts and bolts that you need, and you've got the tools hopefully to hand to be able to fit them. So you'll need yourself a drill to drill the holes that are required, a 13mm spanner, the drill bit is the M10 which goes in the drill. You've got your Allen key that fits both the bolts that you've got, some masking tape and a pen to mark your holes, and a knife to uncrack your bed girders. So here are your 4 mounts that we're going to be putting in the van. Each one is marked up to show you whereabouts in the van it's going to go. So for instance, this one is front left, this one is your front right, and you've got 2 which have just R on it, which is for rear. So they'll be going toward the rear of the van. So I'm just marking up where I'm going to be making my drill holes for the mounts. So I use a bit of tape, pop it on the van, and then I can measure out and get my holes correct. Remember, measure twice, drill once. So we've popped some pictures up online of where the beds go, but if you're still a bit unsure, then what you can do is measure from here to the centre of these two holes here on your frame, and then you can take that measurement and go from the end of your van here in, and that is where your mount is going to go. So it's time to mark out the holes where we're going to be drilling for the mounts. So we're at the rear of the van, and I've grabbed one of our rear mounts. I'm going to place it up here and drill my holes where I'm going to drill them. There we go. Now it's time to drill. Next will be my front left, which is going to be the passenger side. And it's obviously the one with the hole in it. So we're about to drill our holes, but here's a top tip for you. You don't want to do any damage to your van, so what we're going to do is wrap some tape around your drill bit, and it will stop the drill bit from going too far through and making any damage. Cool, so that's just wrap some tape around. I've done quite a lot of layers, as you can see. And that's just given us enough to go through without making any damage. So once you've marked up your holes, it's obviously time to drill them, so that's what I'm going to do now. So this is your bolt kit that you've got for your mounts. You should have 8 of everything ready to go. So we've made these, which are nut catchers. They make things a little bit easier for you when you're fitting them. Otherwise you can use normal nuts or rib nuts. You've also got your M10 bolts, which obviously you'll be fitting with your Allen key tool. And we've provided you 2 different types of washers. That just makes the whole thing more secure and means that it won't come undone. It's time to put our first mount. So we're going to put that on there, which is how we've designed it. This is obviously going to be at the back here, so I can hold that in place, like that. And then I've put the washers in this order, so the spring washer goes on first, and then the other stainless steel washer goes on next. I'm going to screw that in a little bit manually first, until it catches. And then I can use my tool. So the thing that we found best is if you get both of your bolts in loosely first, before you start tightening one, it just makes it a little bit easier. So those 2 are in manually now, and it's time to use the tool just to get them tightened up. So I'm going to have a go at putting the front one in now. So this one will be our front left, and it's been designed with this hole in it so that you can have full access to your bolts, like so. So you have 24 bolts, nuts and washers in your kit. So just like before, the washer will go onto your bolt and then the nut will attach, and we'll be using these for your frame. And also the Allen key to use for this is actually the same as the ones that we used on your M10s or your mounts. So we're about to fit your frame in. It's quite easy. Grab the one that you need and it literally will slot in as shown. So the holes will obviously line up here with the holes there, and we'll put one of the bolts in. And we don't actually tighten these until we put the whole frame in. I've put the washer on the bolt, pop that through, and I'll just loosely pop that on there just to keep it in place. But I won't tighten it until we put the frame in. Right, so we've got the frame in on this side and that's loosely positioned, so these are still loose for now, and we'll do the same on the other side. Right, we're at the exciting bit now. We're going to be putting the frame in. So, if you grab your bars, then we're going to put our back one in first. There we go. So that one's in. Secured. Okay, so we've put our frame in, it's time to pop the bolts and nuts on. So like we did before, we're just going to put them in loosely for now until we've sorted out the whole frame. So some are going to be more snug than others, but you should be able to get them to go through. That's our first one. Second one went straight in, look. So some of them will do that. So we're just going to loosely fit them like that so that they don't fall off, and then we're going to move our way around the van and do the same all the way around. So now we're going to move on to tightening up our mounts. That will then pull the bed frame together and strengthen it in the middle. Then we can finally tighten off the frame itself. So now you're going to need your Allen key and your 13mm spanner. So before we do all the final strengthening, I just want to let you know that there is a little bit of a tolerance to the van. You have a 20mm gap as shown here, but we can actually manoeuvre the frame toward the back of the van slightly if you need to. There we go. So that will help if you need to insulate or put stuff around it. Okay, we're going to be tightening up the mounts now. So I've got my spanner. That holds it in position at the back, and then I can tighten the front using my Allen key. Thank you for watching our video. Hopefully we've shown you how to fit a bed in your van. So this one is a 13-15mm height from the floor to the bottom of the bed, giving you ample storage opportunities for things like motorcycles and that sort of thing, but you've still got enough space to sleep above. This frame that we fitted is 165cm by 135cm in diameter. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoy your own bed.